radiocarbon-based bipeds. I am Scott Rose, and you are watching Explosions and Stuff. Today, I'll be reviewing the 1991 film Do or Die, starring Donna Spear, Roberta Vasquez, Pat Morita, and Erik Estrada. But first, a word from our sponsors. An overview of the movie: international crime boss Kane has placed a hit on federal agents Donna Hamilton and Nicole Justin. However, for his own amusement, he has set the assault up as a game of sorts with 6 teams of assassins targeting the 2 women. The 2 agents join together with other members of their agency and get themselves out of this do or die situation. The pros of this movie? Well, first of all, you know exactly what kind of movie this is right away from the beginning. Within the first 5 minutes of the movie, they have naked women. You know this movie's banking on eye candy. It's banking on attractive women. It's a girls with guns movie. So it's going to have a lot of attractive women in next to no clothing, shooting guns and blowing stuff up. And they establish that right away in the movie, and that's a very good thing. So you don't have to wait to find out what kind of movie you're getting into. You know right away from the beginning, and you know if you want to keep watching the movie. Tying in with that, this is a movie that banks on eye candy, and they did a great job with the eye candy. I know it sounds really sexist and stuff, but this is what the movie's banking on, so you gotta take it into consideration. You know, every woman from this movie is from the pages of either Penthouse or Playboy magazines, and yes, the acting kind of suffers, because of that, but it's still passable, and it's still, you have these very attractive women, and they're the selling point of the movie. The selling point of this movie is eye candy. Actually, I think one of them is a porn star acting under a different name, but this is the only movie she's in. But still, the eye candy in this movie is fabulous. It's fantastic, and that's what the movie's banking on. The explosions in this movie are just glorious. They did not waste any money. They didn't take any backtracks. All the explosions are real. They didn't cut any corners. Real massive explosions just blowing your mind. You think, wow, they blew a lot of stuff up for this movie. You think Michael Bay may have learned how to make movies from watching Andy Sedaris movies. Because, man, the explosions in this movie are just fabulous, and they're massive considering the budget. Like, they're blowing up helicopters and stuff. It's just fantastic. It's amazing. They didn't cut any corners with these explosions, and they are just mind-blowing. My favorite thing about this movie, though, it doesn't have Rodrigo Obregon in it. Seriously. Andy Sedaris has made like 12 feature films, or at least been involved with the making of 12 feature films. Out of those 12, 2 of them do not star Rodrigo Obregon. And this is one of those 2 that doesn't star Rodrigo Obregon. And I'm very happy about that. He is a horrible actor. He does no business being in these movies. And finally, he's not in an Andy Sedaris movie. There's one, finally, that doesn't have him in it. And I'm very glad he is not in this movie. The cons of this movie? Well, first of all, there was almost no chemistry between Donna Spear and Roberta Vasquez. Like, the 2 of them just didn't work. They played the 2 leads, the 2 secret agents who are being hunted and stuff. And they weren't the right choice. It's not so much that they're bad actresses. It's more they had no chemistry, and it's like they were constantly trying to out-badass each other. They were trying to seem more of the, like, I want to be the strong, powerful one of the group. No, I want to be the strong, powerful one of the group. No, I want to. It's like they're constantly fighting back and forth, trying to seem more strong and more powerful than the other one. And as a result, it makes them both look like horrible actors. It's really bad, and it's really distracting. It was a lot better when they had Hope Marie Carlton, and she was playing this kind of innocent, kind of bubbly character who still got the job done, but she was sweet and innocent and stuff, like the all-American girl, and then you have this strong, badass woman. Those 2 worked together. Hope Marie Carlton and Donna Spear were fabulous together. Their chemistry was amazing, but they got rid of Hope Marie Carlton and they brought in Roberta Vasquez, and the chemistry just crumbled apart. And it's because of the way the 2 characters were being played. You didn't have that sweet, innocent, bubbly person anymore. You had another strong badass. So they're both trying to out-badass each other, and it really hurt the movie. It made them both look bad. Also, kind of tying in with that, the acting in this movie, it's about on par with what you would expect from soap operas. it's kind of stiff, it's kind of bad, it's kind of over the top and cheesy, but it has a little bit of charm to it. Not a lot, but a little. But then again, really speaking, if you've seen any Andy Sidaris movie, you're gonna know what kind of acting you're getting into when you watch an Andy Sidaris movie. These people are getting hired because they're eye candy, because of their looks, not so much because of their acting abilities. That's something you really have to take into consideration. This is an eye candy movie, so the acting isn't going to be very good. Also, this movie wasn't very well written, and I'm not talking about the dialogue this time. I'm talking about the plot and the story. This plot has more holes in it than Swiss cheese. Seriously, if you actually try to analyze the plot of this movie, it will hurt your brain. Do yourself a favor, if you watch this movie, don't overthink about the plot, don't overanalyze the story, just don't think about the movie at all. Seriously, you will hurt yourself. Like at one point you have these people being hunted down, and somehow the teams are in this location where the people are going to be. The team of hitmen and assassins are in the area where the secret agents are going, but the hitmen are there first. How do they know when they're going? How do they know when they're getting there? Every time the assassins are there before the secret agents are there. How the hell do they even know that? They never explained it. Yeah, they might have a tracker or something on it, but still, that will only tell them where they are at that specific moment. It won't tell them where they are going. This story has so many freaking plot holes in it. Do yourself a favor. Don't think about the story when you watch this movie, if you watch this movie. And kind of tying in also with the bad writing of this movie, they randomly stopped to have sex scenes in this movie. And I'm not talking about, oh yeah, here's two people who aren't really involved in the story. Let's have them to go have sex. No, I'm talking about Guy A is standing guard so that these people don't get killed. Lady B comes out and seduces Guy A and has sex with Guy A while he's standing guard in case someone tries to kill her. Completely removing his purpose for being there and putting everyone at risk. I have no problem with sex scenes in movies. I don't mind them at all. But they have to make sense. They have to be logical. I mean, you're not going to do that. No guy is going to be like, I'm protecting the woman I love. I'm on guard, protecting the woman I love. I'm the first line of defense against an attacker. I'm going to stop in the middle of this, let the person they're trying to kill come out in my position with me, right here on this first line of defense, and I'm going to have sex with her so none of us are paying attention to what's happening. No one's going to do that. No one who's standing guard will ever do that. So they don't need to do that kind of nonsense in these movies. My overall thoughts of the movie? I have to admit, I enjoyed this movie and I give it one thumb up. Like every other Andy Sidaris movie, this banks on the idea of attractive women in hardly any clothing, shooting guns and blowing stuff up. This is an eye candy movie, and it works as that. Consider the fact that in an interview, Andy Sidaris, the director and writer of this movie, actually said that he writes an entire script in 2 days, and then he hands it to his wife, and she spends 2 weeks adding, the unnecessary stuff, like a plot. Apparently, Andy Sidaris does not think a plot is necessary to his movies. He banks on the eye candy. You have to think about that when watching an Andy Sidaris movie. And because of that, if you try to think too hard about all the plot holes in this thing, I'm pretty sure your brain will hurt. This movie knows exactly what it is, doesn't try to hide it, and is in no way ashamed of it. If you enjoy girls with guns types of movies, then you should watch Do or Die. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like it and subscribe to my channel for new action movie reviews posted every week and top 10 lists posted on the 10th of every month. Also, if you have any recommendations for things you would like me to cover in the future, please leave them in the comments below and follow us on Twitter at explosions_TV. Thank you and have a nice day.